oh, like I can't dedicate another 90 days of being monitored all my life. I don't need that crap like other people. It's a slap in the face to people.
Orlando's brilliant. Y'all spent time with him.
We did.
Yeah. He's highly intelligent. What he does is a character.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is.
I don't know who's around him. I don't know. I love him. I want what's best for him. But, you know, he need somebody, hey, come here, young, let's talk.
With a term that seemed to have been lifted straight out of a Hollywood thriller after agreeing to testify against Diddy and Jay-Z Brown, two of the biggest names in the music industry whose charm and humor once dominated primetime television, Orlando Brown remembered the hilarious Eddie from That So Raven Went Missing, leaving a trail of questions that could potentially change the course of celebrity justice. How did a celebrity with a reputation for oddball behavior end up at the center of such a serious legal dispute? And why has he vanished from view? The solutions can be found in the intersections of a slew of bombshell charges and the famous controversy.
And a lot of people got fucked a lot of people, and it's not nothing wrong with who he and how he them. It's all on video and audio.
Viewing that as a child, Orlando Brown's life took a darker, more complex turn in April 2008. While juggling a busy schedule after a routine trip to a local convenience store, he abruptly disappeared, leaving fans in shock. However, he reappeared the following day via a call-in radio interview, explaining that he needed a break to regain his sense of direction. Many people remember Orlando Brown from the early 2000s off-camera because of his offbeat humor and magnetic personality. His role as Eddie, always ready with a laugh, a quick rap, or a perfectly timed remark, earned him a special place in the hearts of Disney Channel viewers.
And that's what they f***ed up at. You can tell me Pup going away for a long time, bro, but do you not hear the of Meek Mill? Do you not hear all of the shake it off, take that of Will Smith? Can you not give me the oh God of TD Jakes? I just don't want to be in the room when niggas be actually doing this, man, because that's crazy for a real Crip to pull up and be like, yo, my nigga, like, check this out. Like, I really heard Carl Winslow in there. Like, yo, I was like, yo, getting slapped like that. Slap. Who is he? He begging this out like a. Next thing you know, he walk in there, and it's actually my mother.
Is Diddy a dangerous man?
Nah, you missed the fact that was my mom. Like, that was Jaguar Wright getting. It's Carl Winslow, you know.
Times and Diddy and Jay-Z's court cases are getting more intense due to shocking accusations ranging from sexual misbehavior to racketeering, leaving Brown embroiled in a legal maze that goes far beyond a simple error of judgment. In a riveting interview on the No Jumper podcast, Brown's decision to testify has taken an unexpected turn. In addition to defending his long-standing friendship with Diddy by dismissing accusations against the mogul as hazing gone wrong, Brown made jaw-dropping claims that ranged from audacious confessions to irrational theories that defied logic. At one point, he even controversially claimed that he was Jesus Christ incarnate, which was shocking because it only deepened the mystery surrounding.
But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
That lawyer even went on to say that there would be some eyebrow-raising names, which is why people think Jay-Z is involved. Diddy and Jay-Z have been friends since the 90s, when they were both going up in the music industry. They even collaborated on a track in 1997. On top of that, these two were connected to Aaliyah and R. Kelly, who were married when Aaliyah was only 15. Dame Dash, who co-founded Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z and dated Aaliyah when she was actually of age, said he thought it was morally wrong for Jay-Z to do a collab album with R. Kelly when he did. Dame said, "It's morally wrong to do a project with someone that we know raped my girl or anybody for that matter." He also said Jay-Z tried getting with Aaliyah too.
I guess Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. And then it got brought up, and I was like, "F we are." But it never worked out for them, and we were both like trying to get at her. I kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other,
The federal judge recently ruled that the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly abusing her when she was 13 can continue the case while staying anonymous for the time being. However, the judge also reprimanded the attorneys for Jay-Z, accusing them of attempting to expedite the legal process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe in order to have the...
Hello, fellow Disney fans. We have a serious emergency going on. Orlando Brown from the show That's So Raven is missing. Apparently, he left his house to go to 7-Eleven on Tuesday night and never returned. His manager tells us that he was supposed to be at a photo shoot on Wednesday morning and never showed up. It is not like him to be out of touch for so long. So all of us are very, very worried. There are search parties out there now. And so this message is strictly to organize our search party. We will be starting all meeting in the next hour at the 7-Eleven where he was last seen. We're going to be splitting into 3 groups. Now, Group A will scout out all of the Kentucky Fried Chickens in the 10-mile radius. This is not a fat joke. Orlando really likes Kentucky Fried Chicken, so we're hoping we might find him there with like a Fiesta Bowl or something. Maybe that's Taco Bell. It doesn't matter. Group B will be going to Kenan Thompson's house. If this is a kidnapping, Kenan Thompson is the only suspect that they can think of. Now, you remember Kenan from Kenan and Kel and all of that, and now he's on SNL. Well, police say that he's a little upset. He thinks that Orlando has, stolen his big, goofy, black guy comedian style, and he may be holding him at the old Good Burger movie set. So Group B will be going there. Group C, that will be with me and Raven Simone. We're gonna go out, and Raven is going to try her character's psychic powers to see if she can figure out where Orlando is.
Can someone come to Hollywood and not do drugs?
Yeah.
And be successful?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's easy. It's not a requirement.
Bro, the requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
Nigga, you can take the bitch, but he wants you. He ain't worried about that bitch. He is not worried about that bitch at all. Okay, he ain't.
Even it has nothing to do with that at all. Everyone knows that I respect Daddy and that I adore Diddy. Why would making things more difficult for my men be Diddy's fault? Orlando Brown's disappearance has become the focus of what many are referring to as one of the most heated celebrity court battles of our time, and I adore my mans as media outlets and legal professionals race to piece together clues. The stakes are high.
Federal prosecutors promised when they announced the charges against Diddy, the indictment, that they were going to continue investigating. They said this is an open investigation, which certainly hinted we're not done charging this guy. And that has come true because they have now announced a superseding indictment, which basically says, which is fancy term for we got new charges.
More charges.
More charges. And by the way, this is the second superseding indictment. So they are
superseding.
Yeah, exactly. It should have been, isn't it a double superseding indictment?
Superseding.
The new charges relate to victim 2. And you remember in the last time they added on more charges, they added victim 2 and victim 3. Victim 1, we all believe to be Cassie because Diddy's people have referred to victim 1 as being Cassie. But victim 2 and number 3, we don't know their identities, but now the feds are saying that allegedly Diddy was doing other things with this victim 2 that they didn't know about, and now they have enough evidence to bring this.
So those charges are trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution, which is interesting because you all have this great new documentary out talking about Diddy's defense.
Yeah.
And the mock jury in that were uncomfortable with some of these ideas of trafficking and prostitution.
And a federal judge has ruled the woman alleging she was raped by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs can remain anonymous. The woman says both men raped her at a party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name. But the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
A legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly raping her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed. The judge writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, drugged and a 13-year-old girl at an after-party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000 while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a blackmail attempt."
Have you met Diddy?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What was that look? What happened?
They partied.
Explain.
He's a cool friend of mine.
He's
One of my best friends. I love him. There's nothing else to say about Diddy.
Does he have a vagina?
Come on, man.
I'm asking. I just want to know.
If Jay-Z's got a vagina,
He
then Diddy
definitely has a vagina, for sure.
Everybody knows that I love Diddy, man.
Oh, you ain't gonna say it. Diddy's like, you better not talk about my.
No, it's not even that.
Better not.
It's not
Have you
even
been
that.
threatened?
It ain't even got nothing to do with that. Everybody know I got respect for Diddy. I love Diddy. Everybody try to come at Diddy. Why am I make it harder for my mans, yo? I love my mans.
You need to be authentic so that I can conduct a thorough cross-examination. Take a time to reflect on how serious the situation is. Federal officials searched Diddy's residences in March 2024 after 96 electronic devices and an astounding 90 gigabytes of digital data were seized amid claims that the music mogul was involved in a vast network of illegal activity.
And from the beginning, the first thing we talked about is when you go to the stand, your credibility goes with you. And if anybody who's out there has ever testified, testifying is the most nervous thing you can do. And a lot of times what people want to do is, if their anonymity is not protected, sometimes people say, I'm not testifying. You know, I'm not putting my name out there. I don't want to be associated with this trial. And so what prosecutors try to do is say, we will limit your testimony. Nobody will know who you are. It'll just be initials because you're trying to convince this person to testify. A lot of these women, men, so forth, don't want their name associated with this case. And I bet you there's a bunch of them out there who aren't telling their family and friends, yeah, I was in the middle of one of those freak off parties. I flew out there from Colorado, because it still has a stigma to it. And so if I'm the defense, I want their full names. I want their full testimony. I want them on the stand. If they're going to confront anybody, and we have a confrontation clause. If you confront somebody, show yourself. What says it? Show yourself. Show yourself. You must show who you are so that I can properly cross.
Puzzle that might reveal the secrets of Diddy and Jay-Z's empire, or is it only another turn in a high-stakes game of celebrity scandal and power silence? Press the
literally failed to do so. It sought several warrants to search Mr. Combs' residences, his electronic devices, and his person, and it presented a grossly distorted picture of the facts. It included only inculpatory facts, and it excluded critical exculpatory evidence that was indisputably in its possession at the time. The government claimed victims were coerced into sex, but it failed to inform the magistrate that, and then there are lines that are redacted, but it goes on to say, the warrants themselves were also grossly overbroad. On a theory that Mr. Combs' entire life was a criminal enterprise, the government sought virtually all limitless authority to seize any evidence related to that enterprise, all his digital devices, and the information they contained. All information in his iCloud accounts, plus troves of records and items in his houses, almost none of which was contraband. By the way, interesting they say almost none of which was contraband. Does that indicate that there was some stuff found that could be considered to be contraband? They go on to say that perhaps the thing that's most troubling is the government received essentially limitless authority to search Mr. Combs' digital devices, which contained a vast trove of personal information. The Supreme Court and Second Circuit have repeatedly warned that it is essentially important that digital device searches must be limited and particularized. The warrants here were not. The warrants were thus unconstitutional general warrants, and the evidence obtained through those warrants must be suppressed.
All right, Cassie, she plans to testify against Diddy at the trial, and she's going to use her name. So a lot of the women who have accused Diddy, anonymous, they're Jane Doe, or victim one.
Or John Doe's.
Or John Doe's. But Cassie, allegedly, apparently, is going to take the stand and talk about her abuser. Obviously, that tape of him beating her up at the hotel is what set off this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, this has just made it matters so bad for Diddy. So now that she is gonna sit up there and like look him square in the eyes and talk about her side of the story, that's not great for Diddy, obviously.
No, and like I think also Cassie is a celebrity, right? Like millennials know who she was or is. She had like a booming career back in the day. So I think it also adds some extra zhuzh when you have like a well-known public figure coming forward.
Trusted public figure.
Trusted and beloved
Yeah.
too. So I think that also will hurt him. She of course became public. All of this went public when that video came out from CNN. So it's been revealed who she is already, and now she is not looking to conceal her name. She wants to, put it all out on the table. And yeah, yikes, it could be.
Like button to keep up with every surprising development in this developing story. Turn on alerts and subscribe. You won't want to miss a second of the reality that is about to come.